What's up, everybody? It's Chad Schlager. Nobody knows what's going on right now in the world. Nobody knows what's going on in the United States. A little bit of chaos, a lot of unknowns. People don't know if they're going back to school or not going back to school. Looks like Michigan's in some type of civil war because they're not allowed to get seeds to plant their garden in the spring, and some people feel like Wisconsin's next. I don't know. So I want to give you guys just a couple, 3, 4, 5 things that you can do to manage stress during times of stress. So to start off, I just want to get a baseline definition of what stress is. So the first definition I found is pressure or tension exerted on a material object. The second one, and this is the one I really like, it's a state of mental or emotional strain or tension, a point, a statement, or an idea resulting from very adverse or demanding circumstances. That's what we're going through right now. Very challenging circumstances. And much like if you go to the gym and you're working out and you're lifting weights, and let's say you can physically lift 100 pounds. And when you go to the gym to work out, you put 80 pounds on the bench and you just do it just a few times and it's real easy. And then you go to the next machine, you put 60 on and you just kind of do it. You'll never get stronger. You'll never get any better. So the same thing goes for people that are going through an emotionally stressful time, whether it's the finances, they don't know what's happening, they're trying to keep their family in order, they're trying to keep their family healthy. If you just sit around, I've said this since the beginning of this thing starting, if you just sit around and do absolutely nothing, when this thing is all done in 3 weeks, 3 months from now, it's not going to take a year, but however long it takes to pan out at the end of this thing, if you do nothing and just sit around and you're a spectator and you're in complete denial, on the other side of this thing, you're going to appear like there was no change, but you've slowly gotten worse. And if you're constantly putting in effort to improve, at the end of this thing, you're going to be in a different spot than people who have done nothing, and people who didn't put any work because you were training your muscles mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, that when you get on the other side of this thing, you're going to be stronger than what you were when you went in. So, and then another thing here I want to throw in of what stress is. Stress causes subluxation. So if your chiropractor in town is open somewhere, wherever you are, make sure to get checked for subluxation. That's going to help you while you're going through this. You're going to be much more prepared to adapt to the stress that's applied to you. Your nerves aren't going to fry. You're not going to short circuit. You're going to be able to make better decisions through this because you're going to be fully connected. So when you're going through a time of stress, this is what you need to ask yourself. During the next 3 weeks or whatever it is, next 3 months, you need to ask yourself this. There are a lot of things outside of my control. I can't control where the virus goes. I can't control if it's on my nose or on my mouth or on my table or in the air or on my hair or on my shirt. I can't control it, okay? So what are some things that I can control? Okay, because I can't control the stock market, what's going on. I can't control the interest rates. I can't control the cost of gas, although that's pretty good for people right now. There are a lot of things that are outside my control. But what I can control is the way I think, are the actions that I do, is the food that I eat, are the supplements that I take, the activities that I perform, whether I exercise or I don't exercise. It's what I decide after 6 months, 9 months, when they come up with some fancy drug. I'm not going to tell you what to do or what not to do, but I am in control of what I inject into myself, and so are you. You're not under control of Big Brother and the government or mandates. You have the choice to do what you want to do. I have the choice to respond whatever way that I want to respond. And I have a choice to have whatever type of opinion that I want to have, just like you have a choice to have any type of opinion you want to have and make up your mind of however you want to make up your mind. So the best way to get rid of stress, you're not going to be able to get rid of this stress, but the best way to minimize it so that it doesn't affect our health and weaken our immune system while we're going through this, because stress weakens your immune system, is just focusing on the things during this time that you can control. You can control what you eat. You can control what you think. You can control your activities. You can control the response that you have to what other people say. You cannot control what they say or what they do, which is why we have guns, because I cannot control what other people do. But I can control my response to that. So, and just remember this: whenever there were some unknown circumstances, we serve a Creator that's abundant, that can create anything, that has an unlimited. I don't know what I'm trying to say. There's no lack in the amount of supplies that He has. So, whenever those people went through circumstances that were challenging, He always used some unorthodox way to save them, to deliver them, to get them out of harm's way, to deliver them from evil. For example, back when Moses took the Israelites out of Egypt, they didn't take a plane. They did not, make it. It wasn't an easy teleport. They had to physically get out and walk, and there was a lot of challenges that went on before they left Egypt. And then when they got out, they got stuck in a valley, and there's a mountain range over here, a city over here, and a body of water in front of them, and there was no way out, and there was an enemy behind them that wanted to kill them, that wanted to slay them. And last second, God decided, when they thought all hell was breaking loose, and guess what they did when all hell was breaking loose? All of the followers, guess what they wanted to do? They wanted to kill the leader, much like what we are doing right now. We want to kill the leader because we want to blame the leader, because it's always the leader's fault. And then right before the enemy strikes, the sea parts. And then they walked around Jericho 7 times. Unorthodox. Why are we going to walk around this thing, man? There's giants, and we're not going to fight them. We're not going to shoot them. You're telling me that we're just going to walk around this building for 7 days, and then the last time we're going to shout, and all the walls are going to fall? And then he's going to take a little 14-year-old freckled-faced kid that used to herd sheep, and now he's going to put him in front of Goliath. And back in the day, the Israelites would give the weapons to the Philistines to sharpen, and the Philistines would take their weapons from them. And in a time of battle, when they needed weapons, that's not the time to be unarmed. So what God decided to do was, well, if you don't have big people and you're trying to take down a giant, I'm going to take this little tiny kid, and you're going to be able to kill anything with a slingshot. Because God's unorthodox. He doesn't use our brain to fight battles. Logically, we feel like we need more firepower and more stuff. And He's so unorthodox that, in fact, in order to break down and defeat the devil, He didn't come down from heaven as Hercules with tons of muscles and tons of gunpowder. And He didn't come down as a raging lion. He came down as a kid, as a child, born into this world. And then somebody else had to change his poopy diapers, and he had to be breastfed, and he had to be raised, and he became a teenager, and then he became an adult. Unorthodox. It's unorthodox. He's a southpaw fighter, right? So when you think this thing is going crazy, it's going sideways, that it's not going to go right, just remember this: that the faster the public knows, the faster the evil goes. So, or if you don't want to use the word evil, because you're going to read into this thing, the faster the public knows the truth, the faster the problem goes. So, just keep doing things consistently to strengthen your immune system, make yourself better, control your 24 inches. Because if we just get enough people that understand that me being responsible for this body going forward, when we get on the other side of this thing, that's where all the results happen. So, and then you can do another thing too. You can hit the share button. So thanks for listening, and God bless.